welcome back to my channel. So today I have a drugstore back to school makeup look. So school is either starting or already started here in New York. So I wanted to get this video up because I want to do a couple of these. So this one's going to be kind of like in the middle glam. So not too dramatic, but not super simple. Like it's still going to look you have makeup on with this look. And it's completely all drugstore. When I was in school, that's all I wore. So I have a ton of products that are my favorites, that have been my favorites for a really long time, that are ride or die drugstore makeup products. Side note, I'm a little bit sick, like I'm coming down with something and my eyelids are extremely irritated, and I probably shouldn't be filming this video because I probably shouldn't be wearing makeup, but we're just gonna roll with it. I'm not gonna be applying lashes today because my lash line is extremely just inflamed, irritated, raw, like it's just not cute, but I'm still gonna get this video out because I love you guys so much. If I wanted to do a quick makeup look or something in the morning when I'm like extremely tired, I always start with my complexion first. I feel like my makeup goes on faster that way. So I'm gonna start off with this Pixi by Petra Hydrating Milky Mist. This is just gonna hydrate my skin, and it's technically not drugstore because it's Target, but for me Target is like drugstore, and this is a very inexpensive brand. So I'm just gonna go ahead and spray my face for some hydration. For a primer today, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Magic Lumi Light Infusing Primer. This primer is hydrating, but it also has a pretty sheen to it, so it does give you a nice glow, which is really pretty underneath makeup. And I'm just applying that all over. You can apply it with your fingers. I'm just applying it with this Real Techniques sponge that is damp, and I'm just applying that everywhere. And then we're gonna jump right into foundation. The foundation that I'm using today is the Covergirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir Foundation with vitamins, and it does have an SPF of 20. It's an oil-free foundation. I'm using the shade Buff Beige, which is 725. This one does have a little bit of a pink undertone, but it's the closest to my skin right now that I found in the drugstore. I actually haven't tried this foundation out. I only kind of test patched it on my hand, but I haven't actually worn it. My favorite drugstore foundations are Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, amazing, and the L'Oreal Pro Matte Infallible. Those two are ride or dies for sure, and I also really love the Milani 3-in-1. But today I'm going to use this one because I wanted to try it out. I've been hearing great things about this foundation, so I'm going to just dot this along my whole face just because I feel like I get more of an even coverage like that. Wearing a full face of makeup super early, like at 8 o'clock in the morning, for me just feels really weird, so I like to do like less is more if I'm getting up super early. Like I still want to be made up, but I don't want to look too dramatic. I'm just going to bounce that along my face, and I'm using a L'Oreal beauty sponge. This one is just as soft as the beauty blender, but it has like this little indent in the middle where you can actually like hold it, and it makes it a lot easier to blend. So I do really love this sponge. So the finish is really natural and skin-like. It doesn't look cakey, it doesn't look too heavy, like it just looks like really healthy skin, which I do really like. It doesn't feel heavy. It does have a scent to it. It smells really nice. It smells like perfume. I actually like that scent. And just ignore the pigmentation on my lids. We're gonna fix that. But first we're gonna do concealer. I'm gonna be using this Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. This one is in 50 Neutralizer. I do like the non-neutralizing, like just the light one. One of my all-time favorite concealers from the drugstore is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, but I want a little bit more coverage today, a little bit more glam. So we're gonna go with this one. This one really covers under the eyes. It's not cakey, it's not heavy, and I love the colors that they offer. So when you twist the top, the concealer just comes out onto the little sponge, and you can actually use the sponge to apply the product, but I prefer using my beauty blender or my L'Oreal sponge or Eco Tools, whatever you're using, or a brush or a finger, but I personally don't really use the little sponge. I just use it to kind of apply. So I'm just applying that to underneath my eyes, my chin, a little bit underneath like my cheekbones, and then on my forehead, and a little bit on my nose. I know this may look like a lot, but once you blend it out, it just looks so natural. It looks like skin because of the lightweight formula, but it really just covers, and I love the neutralizing one because it's nice and yellow, which I like. So now that we're concealed, I'm going to quickly just set that, and I'm gonna bake a little bit. I'm using this Maybelline powder. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in number 10. So we're just gonna bake a little bit while we do the rest of the face, and I'm just applying that with that L'Oreal sponge, making sure to get right underneath to not have any creases throughout the day. A little bit here on my chin, and then some on my nose. And then to set the rest of my face, I'm going to use this Maybelline Fit Me Powder in the shade 220. This is going to ensure that your makeup lasts throughout the school or work day, and it's not like rubbing off, or if you live like in a hot climate, that it's not just coming off if you go outside for lunch and you're in that sun. You don't want your makeup melting, so it's really important to set your face. I have dry skin and I still set my face because I want my makeup lasting really long. I'm going to use this Brow Stylist definer from L'Oreal. This one is in Brunette and it is a dupe for the Anastasia Brow Wiz. So I'm quickly just going to fill in my brows. Nothing spectacular, nothing too dramatic. Just filling in where I have some sparser areas.
Darker than the ocean, deeper than the sea.
And I'm just going to conceal underneath my brows. You don't have to do this step, but I personally love how that looks. So I'm using the Wet n Wild concealer in Light Ivory, and I'm just going to clean up under my brows just to give it a little bit more of a defined look.
Touch me, you're electric, babe.
So now I'm just going to wipe away this bake.
Take me from this place.
So now that the bake is gone, I'm going to use this Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This one is in the shade 1C. I think there's only 2 shades to this. It doesn't smell as strong as when I first got it. When I first got it, I couldn't stand the smell, but I'm just going to bronze my cheeks. And I'm using a brush that doesn't apply too much because I don't want it to look too dark. I just want it to give me a nice like sun-kissed glow and also define my face at the same time and give my face some color because I'm looking quite pale right now. And a little trick that I like to do with the bronzer is just take an eyeshadow brush and just put that into my crease. You don't even have to do an eye base or anything, just to give your eyes some definition and some color as well. Just makes it look cohesive and it just looks like it goes, as opposed to like a really red toned eyeshadow in my crease right now and then my bronzer being neutral. Okay, so now that we're done with that, I'm going to use mascara. This one is the L'Oreal Voluminous Base. Since we're not doing lashes or too much on the eyes, I really want my lashes to stay curled throughout the whole day and I want my lashes to look really voluminous. If you have hard to curl lashes, using this kind of base is gonna help just lift them and keep them curled. So once the primer dries, you can go ahead and use your mascara. I'm gonna use the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara, which I really like. I also love the Maybelline Colossal. I like L'Oreal Telescopic Carbon Black. That's one of my all-time favorites. And then also just the Voluminous Carbon Black. So Telescopic really lengthens and makes your lashes look huge. This one's kind of like in the middle. It volumizes, but it lengthens and it also separates. It doesn't clump up. We really want our real lashes to look super long. So take your time with the mascara because this part is pretty important for the look. So I like to go at the base, kind of wiggle and then bring up and then just kind of hit the tips as well. And we're going to apply this to our bottom lashes as well. And a little trick that I like to do is to take a black liner. This one is the L'Oreal Silkissime eyeliner in black, just any black liner, and you just want to go on your upper lash line. So I know this looks really weird. I know it looks like it's kind of like hurting, but it really doesn't. You just want to get right on that upper lash line. It's gonna make your lashes look fuller. The first couple times it's gonna feel a little weird, it's gonna tickle, but once you get used to it, you honestly don't feel anything. You don't want something that's gonna transfer to your bottom lash line because that's really gonna close your eye up, where we want our eyes to look open. So I normally never do black liner on my rim, like just on the eye, because it really just makes my eyes look small and I really like my eyes to look big and wide awake and open. Like I actually didn't go to sleep at 4 o'clock in the morning watching YouTube videos. So for blush, I'm going to use my all-time favorite drugstore blush. This is the Milani Luminoso Baked Blush. They did change the color up a little bit, but such a pretty corally, pinky, peachy blush. It goes with every look, every outfit. So I like to just smile and apply this to the apples and then just kind of bring upwards. It's really going to bring your face upwards as well. I know a lot of people don't like blush, but me personally, when I wake up, I look dead. And it's probably because I slept like 3 hours. So my face looks dull and it doesn't look vibrant and colorful. So blush really just pulls the look together, but it also just gives you a nice like natural flushed look. It makes you look alive. For a little bit more definition on my actual crease, I'm going to use this NYX Ultimate Palette in Warm Rust. And I'm just using that first shade. It's just like a brown neutral crease color. And I'm just going to apply that just straight into the crease just for a little bit more definition and a little bit more color. You don't have to do this. You can even use your blush or a deeper bronzer if you'd like, or like a contour color, but I just want it to look like a little bit more color there. And I'm using a crease brush, and I'm going to take that same color and I'm just going to run it underneath my eyes. This is really going to define the eyes, give it a little bit more depth, make them look a little bit more alive. And then really quickly, I'm just going to take a darker brown shade, and with a teeny tiny brush, I'm just going to put that really close up against my lash line on the bottom 3/4 of my lower lash line. I like to run my finger underneath just to further blend it. Before highlighting, I'm going to apply the Pixi Makeup Fixing Mist all over my face because we do have a lot of powders going on, and I just kind of want to hydrate before highlighting because it's going to make our highlight go on a lot better and a lot more pigmented. You can always make your own like setting spray or water fixer, like MAC Fix Plus kind of thing. A lot of people use like glycerin, rose water. They just kind of DIY it. So now for my favorite part, which is probably your favorite part too, highlighting. So I'm going to be first using this Maybelline Master Chrome highlighter in Molten Gold, and I'm just going to apply that to my cheekbones, my nose, tip of my nose, and my inner corner, pretty much everywhere. And since this one looks a little bit dry, I'm going to go over it with the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder. This one is in Precious Petals, and it is so amazing. Literally, Wet n Wild makes such amazing quality for really cheap prices. So I'm just gonna go over that just to kind of smooth it out a little bit. I'm also going to pop that on my brow bone for an instant brow lift down the bridge of my nose. Now let's move on to the lips. I'm going to line them with this Milani All Natural Lip Liner. And of course, I'm going to use my favorite nude from the drugstore that's like in a liquid lipstick form. This is the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in London. It is literally such a perfect nude. I love it so much. It's more on the neutral side. It's not too pink. It's not too peach. It's just a straight up like brownie nude, and I love this color so much. You're probably going to be talking in school, and this one is not going to like ball up or cake up or get crusty, because that's not cute. So this color is really pretty on its own. I love how matte it is, but it's not drying. But I am gonna add a gloss. I really love these NYX Butter Glosses, so I definitely want to use one right now. I'm gonna use Maybelline. These are amazing. I just love how pigmented they are. They're not sticky, and you can just throw this in your bag, your school bag, your backpack, whatever, and you can just apply this throughout the day, and it just doesn't look like too much. And this color specifically is one of my favorites because it's nice and neutral. So I quickly and lightly contoured my nose, so I'm just going to brighten that under eye with this L'Oreal powder. You can use that same Maybelline one, but the Maybelline one is closer to my skin tone, so I wanted something a little bit brighter, so I'm just brightening up underneath my eyes, also cleaning up that contour and making it a little bit more natural by going over it and just blending everything with this powder. And I love this powder too. This one's very matte, so it's gonna keep you matte throughout the day. So I like applying that on my nose, on my T-zone. To set the entire face, I'm gonna be using this Milani Make It Last setting spray. This one is going to ensure that your makeup is not sliding off by period 3. Lock and load that makeup. To set my brows, I'm gonna use the Maybelline Brow Drama in Deep Brown. Just a little bit to kind of fill in those sparse areas. So this is the final look. It took a little bit longer, obviously, because I was kind of talking through the products, but if I was just getting up and I just gotta be out the door, this is like a quick makeup look that I feel like you still look like you have makeup on, but it's really not dramatic at all because we're not doing liner, we're not doing any lashes. So I will have a more dramatic version of this makeup look, and then I'll have one that's even simpler, like quick out the door, on the go, or like on the school bus or in the car kind of makeup look that's like really quick, of course, if you're not driving. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it helpful. Let me know if you are in school, if you're starting school, if you're going back to school. I graduated college, I think 2 years ago with a bachelor's, so I kind of miss school, and these videos kind of bring me back into that whole vibe of like going back to school shopping and like clothes shopping. I do miss it, so take advantage of every single day at school. Learn the most you can. All of my friends growing up could attest to this. I was always the one like in the front trying to absorb the most, and I was such a school kind of person. I know it's not for everyone, but if you are in school, make the most of it, take advantage of it. They are some of the most amazing years of your life. I know while you're in it, it's like dragging and it's taking so long, but trust me, when you're done, you're gonna miss it. So take advantage of it. Take advantage of all of the free resources that you may have, of like the clubs and just all these activities that you get to do, because once you're done and you're out, you look back and you're like, wow, like I could have done more. So take advantage and do the best you can. Don't beat yourself up. Makeup for me in school, like I didn't really wear it. I feel like the only person you really have to impress is yourself and the teacher, but I know makeup also changes your mood. It makes you feel some kind of ways. So if you want to do full beat face with like double stack lashes, then do whatever makes you feel comfortable and happy. But I do want to put out that message that you don't need makeup, that you are beautiful without it, and just wear makeup as kind of like an accessory, as something that you like to do, that you like to be creative with, and not something that you need, because you don't. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.